Here are 7 essential skills that any data scientist should master today in order to succeed in their career. Number 1 is programming fundamentals. Whether you use R or you use Python, you need to have strong fundamentals in order to perform as a data scientist. I use Python, I've been using it since I started. My colleague uses R and we both do the same things. We can apply the same logic, do the same calculations. So whatever you want to go for, you decide, go for R or Python. That's a choice that is up to you. I would say that Python is the one that is mostly used and you'll find lots of people using it. So it'll be easier to communicate with colleagues and with other people. But lots of people use R, so it's completely up to you. Go get the basics, go learn some libraries like scikit-learn, pandas, numpy, matplotlib for visualization, and more advanced ones if you want to go for machine learning or deep learning like XGBoost or TensorFlow. There's so much to learn, but pick one language and dive deeper into it. Number 2 is statistics and math. In data science, statistics are very important. And even all the machine learning and deep learning, they took their bases from statistics in the first place. So you need to be familiar with basic statistics, such as understanding probability, distributions, regressions, and things like that. There's a very interesting book by Stephen McKillop called Statistics Explained that shows you really interesting statistical concepts that you should be aware of and familiar with, such as regression, clustering, probabilities. There is so much in there. And it's very beneficial for data scientists. It was beneficial for me, and I hope it will be for you as well. Number 3 is machine learning. A big part of data scientists' job is doing machine learning, writing models, deploying them, and there is so much to machine learning that I can't cover in one video, but just knowing the basics of classification, regression, clustering, when to use each one, how to optimize them, how to fine-tune them, and all these things. And nowadays there are so many powerful libraries that you can use. I highly recommend a book from Andrei Burkov called The 100-Page Machine Learning Book. In that book you can find all the basic notions of each and every model, so you can understand from where it comes. A lot of people just rush into applying models and copy-pasting what they find on the internet, but it's always good to have those basics right so that you understand where things are coming from and what are you looking for in terms of results. Number 4 is data wrangling and data cleaning. And this one is the one that takes me most of my time. Usually, it's not one of the fanciest things that we do as data scientists, but the data that we get is usually unstructured, it's quite messy, and you have to sort that out first before doing any analysis and machine learning, because if the data is not right, is not cleaned, then the results will be completely random, and you don't want that. A library that I use a lot is pandas, and pandas helps me to really clean, explore, and wrangle all the data before using it. Number 5 is data visualization. You need to be familiar with matplotlib, plotly, seaborn. There are many libraries that you can use in Python and in R as well. And these ones are useful so that you can visualize what you're building and what you're analyzing. Because when you only have tables and numbers, sometimes it's quite confusing to see the results. But when you visualize them, you give them life, and it's easier then to report to your colleagues, superior, stakeholder by showing them beautiful graphs instead of just showing them numbers, because many people don't understand lots of numbers and probabilities and statistics, but they do understand graphs when they're well presented in good context. If you're enjoying the video so far, remember to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. It does support the channel a lot. Thank you for doing it. Number 6 is communication skills, and this one I learned it the hard way. When I started, I only focused on technical skills, only coding, and yes, this is very important because the technical part is the part that you're paid for, I would say. But the soft skills, the communication, how do you report, how do you communicate the findings, how do we approach a problem in the first place with a business mindset in mind, that helps you a lot as a data scientist. And you can go from that average technical data scientist that only does technical coding and stuff hidden from everyone else, to that data scientist that does the coding but also expresses himself or herself and is way more valuable because you translate technical insights to non-technical people in a very good way, and it makes you a more valuable data scientist. There's a very interesting book by Brian Gotzi called Think Like a Data Scientist that covers a lot of things about the soft skills that you should have as a data scientist. I highly recommend this one. Number 7 is business context and business know-how. So lots of people, they just jump into code, jump into building some machine learning models, but they forget that all that work behind it, there should be a business benefit. So if you don't start with the end in mind, what does the company want? What are we looking for in the first place? What are we even doing this analysis or building this machine learning model? We end up missing the point on why we started in the first place. And the whole point of data scientists' work is to bridge the gap between what the business needs and what you can provide in a technical way. And if you don't understand what the business does and what the business is looking for, then you miss the whole point. And I see lots of people missing out on that. So don't be like those people. Do research on the business, do research on the trends, try to understand your industry, where the industry is going, so that you can give the best and most valuable outputs for your company or your clients. And if you need support to learn any one of these things, I made a video on AI Google Studio that I will link just here and in the description below that can literally walk you through how to do hands-on on each and everything. You can simply share your screen and you can use your voice to speak to the AI and ask it to explain to you concepts or directly show the interface, and it will explain to you what to do and how to do, so that you can have a lot of hands-on and you can even find solutions to the problems that you face.